What's up guys, real quick I'm going to show you how to remove a tire from a rim by yourself. Check it out. First thing we're going to do is remove the valve stem core to get all the air out of the tire, because it's important to get all of the air out of the tire first before we go to break the bead. Trust me. What's up everybody, welcome back to the Daynator channel. In today's video, I'm going to try my hand at removing and mounting a set of tires by myself using just hand tools. I picked up these 15x7 Mopar wheels and tires for my 1987 Plymouth Grand Fury, and I figured these would be a great candidate for doing just that. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the valve stem core, and you can use a tool like this. This came out of this package here. You can get this for like $2 or $3 at Walmart. So it's not a very expensive tool at all, and they give you some replacement cores. So that's kind of nice. This tire is completely flat. It will not hold air. Pretty crusty. Since I'm on my gravel driveway, I'm going to set my tire down on this block of wood so that my rim doesn't hit the gravel and get chewed up. So I'm going to set this really close to the edge of the rim, about like that, and then we'll just crank away. That popped off surprisingly easy. I was expecting a much more of a fight. A lot of times these old rims, they put up quite a fight. Maybe you could have probably just stepped on this and broke the bead that way, but kind of put my weight on this side of the rim so the rim doesn't flip. And there you have it. Easy peasy. Okay, now I'm going to remove the tire from the rim. We bought some specific tire iron tools from Harbor Freight. These are like $5 or $6 a piece. Cool. This rim was originally white. You can see that on the barrel of a rim, there's a notch or a low spot. We want to try to get one part of this bead kind of lined up in that lowest part of the rim. That'll give us some play this way so we can get the lip of the tire over the rim. A tip I would recommend is to work in short distances. Don't take this other iron clear over here. You'll bend the iron. Yeah, there's all that nasty goop in there. Okay, now I just got to grab the lip of the other side and get it started. Here we go. Okay, well that took a lot longer than I wanted it to. Basically I had to quit tickling it with my purse and just jam the iron down in there between the bead and the rim. I couldn't ever get it to bite until I just basically jammed it in there. And once I pulled up a little bit on it, tire iron went right in. That's what I get for hitting it with my purse. If you're looking for some awesome, funny, punny, or parody shirts, hoodies, hats, and stickers, check out the official Daynator merch store in the links below this video. Any purchase you make goes directly towards helping this channel grow. So grab yourself some sweet designs now, and I guarantee you'll be the coolest person in the room. Well, that's my opinion anyways. Alright, now I'm ready to mount the new tires to my freshly painted wheels. To aid in the process, I'm going to need to slicken up the rubber, so to speak, so that it will slide over the steel wheel easier. At first I applied some 303 aerospace protectant on the beads. I hoped this would make the rubber slippy, but it really didn't do that, so I tried some wheel shine foam to the beads. And this stuff did the trick. It was way slicker than the 303. You're probably shouting at the screen that I should use soapy water. Well, I did with the first wheel I tried, and I must not have had the ratio of soap to water just right because it really didn't work that well. So this was my attempt with the soapy water. I'm applying the said water to the tire bead as well as the rim. I don't know, maybe I didn't apply enough or it was drying too quickly because it seemed like the rubber was sticking to the wheel. Just listen. I was trying to force the bead over the wheel with brute force because how cool would that be? But that really wasn't working. So I got the Harbor Freight tire irons out. Figured I'll just have to use good old leverage and physics to get this tire on. Well, that did the trick, but the paint on the wheels sure didn't like it. Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln, would you look at that? Makes me want to high-five someone in the face with a chair. Well, I really didn't want to booger up any more of my wheels with these irons. They do the trick for sure, but they are rougher than a cob on these wheels. So that's basically why I decided to go the tire shine route instead of the soapy water route. But what am I going to do about the tire irons in my freshly painted wheels? These tires are super flexible because of the tall sidewalls. I know, I'll just stomp on it with my feet. That should work, right? I can say with absolute certainty that this method would not work with low profile tires. These tires are practically trailer tires. Yep, these are the same size tires that go on a trailer. I put a little more of that 303 on this thing. There, that did it. That did it. Probably should put a little soapy water on that, but take the core out. I'm going to go with the starter fluid fire method and see if we can get this puppy to seat. So we're going to go with the pyrotechnic method. I'm going to throw this block of wood underneath here. That way the rim is up off the ground. The tire can be seated fully on the front side of the rim. And we'll give this a shot. That did it. All right, well that worked like a charm. So if it works, is it really a dumb idea? I say no. It smells like burnt rubber in here though. I'll go ahead and put this valve stem down in there and we'll throw the air in it. We'll get it to the proper PSI. So the fluid and fire method worked really well. A little point of note for the next time I do it, I don't need to use that much fluid. I think I overdid it. So as you saw, the tire irons definitely get the job done. If you work across the rim in short distances, you can get the bead of the tire over the lip of the wheel more effectively. There's just one thing though. Quite a bit of force gets applied to the wheels as it's used as the fulcrum for the lever action. This isn't terribly bad when working with steel wheels because they're so strong. But aluminum? Well, that's a different story. Be prepared to dent or at the very least, scratch or crack the clear coat and or paint off of your wheels using this method. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you really care about your wheels, don't use the tire iron method, at least the ones from Harbor Freight anyway. If you don't care about your wheels, well, knock yourself out. This is a very inexpensive way to remove and mount tires. If you'd like to support the work here on the Daninator channel, visit the merch links in the description below and get yourself some sweet Daninator merch. As always, thanks for watching. God bless. Be sure to hit the like switch on your way out, and we'll see you next time.